Hello, Tribe Luminescent. Welcome to our first Tribe Talk on Fridays. I know it used to be Tribe Talk Tuesdays, and then we did that poll to see what would work best for you guys. And most of you guys voted on Friday at 10 a.m. So for this catalog season, our Tribe Talks are going to be every Friday. Unless obviously there's different things going on, like I didn't do it on the first, just because the first is always a crazy day. So we're going to have that every Friday. If it gets canceled for a Friday, you will know ahead of time. But for this entire catalog season, it'll be Fridays at 10, and then we'll do another poll because we'll probably have some more newbies then and do an average. So every catalog season, Tribe Talk may switch, but that's going to leave it open for everybody to have those opportunities to hopefully be able to jump on one or a few, because I think that it's really nice to be live and in person and be able to ask questions and comment, and I feel like it's just more engaging if you guys are here in person. But as always, it's recorded, so you guys can always watch it on the replay. So let me adjust this a little bit. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to share my screen in a little bit. So first off, I want to talk about, we have so many new people here, so welcome. I'm so excited to help you guys kickstarting your business. If you guys caught the end of the month live, it was shared in the tribe. Dan and Lacey went live, or well, they didn't, it was recorded this month because Dan is on the incentive trip. I think actually Dan and Lacey are on the incentive trip, but nonetheless, it was recorded. Usually it's a live last day of the month. They go live and they do all the sneak peeks of what's coming the coming month. And if you guys watched it, or you guys have seen some screenshots that I shared on the tribe, there's a lot of licensed stuff coming out. It looks like Star Wars. We have obviously Batman coming this coming Monday. We have Little Mermaid. I'm so stinking excited about that warmer coming out this month, as well as, who knows, maybe even some more in the mix that we haven't seen yet. So with that being said, I want to make sure I'm making a point to talking about license compliance. And I know I've done a tribe talk about this before, and this was a few months ago. So it's always good, though, even as a seasoned consultant, to refresh yourself in these. And when I do these trainings, a lot of times I find things that I didn't catch before myself. And actually, speaking of, I found a really amazing PDF on Workstation. I did share it into the Tribes Drive. So that is in there. I have compliance help as a folder, and then there's different things in there to help you stay in compliance. First off, why do we have compliance? Obviously, compliance is to help set a standard so we're all being fair to one another. But especially with licensed stuff is because we do not own the rights to share and promote these products. That belongs to Disney. That belongs to NFL. That belongs to Warner Brothers. They have the control over how their products are marketed. So to remain in good standings with them and to be able to continue our partnership and continue offering these licensed LTOs and other things, we need to make sure we're following what they want us to follow. So with that being said, we all know Disney has been, it's an amazing company. They're always high quality stuff, and their promotions are always like to the nines, I guess you could say. So they want to make sure that we are representing them as well in that instance. So with the license stuff, there is a little bit more of a, I guess you could call it a challenge to stay in compliant, but also in the same sense, it's really simple. Unfortunately, we can't get as creative as some of us love to do with different flyers and images and stuff like that of products like that we have with like that are Scentsy branded. We can't do all of that, but knowing not to get too creative or too out of the box with compliance will help you stay in license compliance a lot easier. I really keep a lot of my stuff basic. You guys know me. I'm a real life image type person. I prefer to share those real life images. Not always do I have that product. Not always is it a real image with myself. Obviously, if I have that product, I would like to, like hold it and showcase it with my face. But if I don't, there are those amazing groups that have tons of consultants sharing their real life images. So borrow those. That's what those pages are designed for, is to share what they have, especially come licensed. That is something that I really, really try to, if I don't have it, to borrow it from someone else. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this here, since no one's in here to tell me. So I found this doc on the workstation. I just went to training and to, where did I even go? Let's see, just so you guys know. I did share this doc though, like I said, in, oh no, I went training. I did share this doc for, where did I go? No, I think I went here, training. I went, was it improve yourself? See, no, I don't even know. Yes, yes, no. See, and like I tell you guys, the workstation, it can be frustrating, but you just keep on keeping on. Oh, it was right here. Okay, so it was under know the product, under training. So I just found this here, this licensed product market guidelines. I have shared quite a few. There's a do and don'ts. There is talking about pre-sales. And I'm not going to get too much into that detail, but if you need to know more about when we do pre-orders, this will help you there. This is some more licensed products facts, a lot of wording, and then some quick do and don'ts for it. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open up this so we can talk about this together, because I saw this today. This is the first time I've seen this one. I've seen the other ones before, and this has so many more visuals that I think that this is going to help eliminate any of that confusion that some people might have, because with license, like I said, it is kind of finicky on how you do things. So first off, what are licensed products? It's anything that includes Disney Collection, Marvel, Star Wars, Warner Brothers. Basically, if it has like a character name or another brand name other than Scentsy, it is licensed. And with licensed, what we're doing is we are sharing their IP, which is intellectual property. Disney owns the rights to any images, any products, or anything that involves their characters, as well as NFL, Warner Brothers. A lot of times we have mostly Disney for license, so I will reference that name quite often. When I say that, I literally mean anything licensed. So what this says is it refers to licensed partners' ownership of its brand, characters, titles, all of these things. So all IP of Disney's licensed partners are owned by the partner, and it may not be used without their explicit permission. We only have permission to use certain things, and that's what knowing your compliance is, because then you now know what you have those permissions for. So different things that you can't use in your marketing. You can't be Googling an image like this and saying that you have, Pua coming out. Obviously Pua is a past character that we've had. That doesn't mean she's not going to come out again. But just as an example, there's that. So with this, you can post something like this image on your regular Facebook page and ask who loves these characters, stuff like that, because it is not directly involved in your Scentsy marketing. Now, in a way you are marketing, because you're trying to find out who loves this character, so you know who to message and who to make sure they see when you post that product. So as far as like sneak peek, sometimes I'll do like that. But now if you add something like guess who's coming and add this image in here, that is against compliance because you are using it to market. Same thing with using quotes. from Disney, unless it is a quote that is stated in like the description and Workstation. So like when Workstation comes out, if it, says, are you guys all ready to let it go for the new Frozen, collection or something like that? Emily, I didn't see anything Frozen coming out. I'm just saying that because of this. So something like that, if they already had it in there, that you can use, but you cannot create your own using Disney quotes. Same thing as like using the actual Harry Potter logo or any like characters and stuff. And a lot of times when this happens, a lot of times it's more in your stories, and we'll get to that. But basically, if it involves your marketing, do not use other images that did not come from the Workstation or a real life picture from some other consultant. So when promoting these images from your Workstation, to help advertise your licensed products, we do release branded images for marketing use. If it's available in your region, you'll be able to find it in the marketing section of the Workstation, but do not use or share Scentsy created images that are not available in your region specific Workstation. So if you see something that Europe is getting the same as ours, I've never seen this in instance, say they had like a different marketing image, you would not be able to use that. But the only way you'd be able to access that is if one of them shared it onto a page. Typically, if we share products between regions, typically all of our images are the same. I think this is a very slim to none chance, but this would more or less be if, say, Star Wars was only coming out in region 2 and not us, to find those images and to share them would be out of compliance. So these 3 images are all from the marketing section, and these are all approved because they are there. If you don't know how to get to the marketing section, it is super simple. Boom, right here, marketing. And then you can see all of these images for different things that you can use. If you need to, you can always search. This just goes in like numerical posted order, but you can definitely search, or even if you're looking for a specific thing like limited times, that stuff will be here. Or you could, if we're doing bring back my bar, that'll be here, and so forth that way. So you'll be able to find those. Usually they're posted. The best way to grab them, obviously, yes, we try to share them on the tribe for you guys to quick snatch up on in the Facebook albums. Make sure you guys are utilizing those as well. If you should have this already pulled up. Oh, okay. So if you're in here on the tribe, you can go to media and then go to albums. And I'm trying to keep this all organized. So here, like the Batman collection, you can snatch up some of these. And because it's been out, there are some real life images already in here. Feel free to add to any albums. If you find some more, just go in the album, and then you can click add photos and videos, and you can definitely add more that way. Whereas if you just posting them in the tribe, they're not going to end up in this folder and they will get lost. But try to do that. If you have something that does not have an album, please reach out to me so I can make an album cover for you. You can also reach out to Kristen or Daisy. They both have the template as well. So there is that. So make sure you're doing that. And then hold on, let me see. Apparently people are having issues getting in here. So let me, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for just a second. Bear with me. I got some tribe members that are having issues getting in. Let's see if this helps any of you guys get in. Oh, all right. So hopefully that link works. Hola.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I've been freaking out.
No, you're okay. I didn't even notice that. And then I just went to go screen share something in the tribe. So I clicked on Facebook and then I noticed Kristen's message. Okay. So basically we're just reviewing some compliance. I didn't get too far in. So I'm going to share screen again. All right. Can you see this marketing thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just started. This I shared in the drive, so it can be checked out. Obviously, this will be recorded, so anything you missed in the beginning, you can check out. But so with marketing, you can use images approved into your workstation. And I just showed you guys how to go through that. And then here, different things that are not approved. So now these are, if you notice, these are the same images as up here, but each one has a tweak. So these are considered non-compliant. So here they took this first image and they overlaid it with the bars. Because this image is approved, but once you overlap it, it no longer becomes an approved image. And that's not even just the same as with bars, that's words on it, that's any other images, you want to have an emoji, anything like that. If it disrupts this original image, this is considered out of compliance. This, all they did was they tweaked it with a filter. As you see, it's kind of like inverted. This is out of compliance because only this is approved. So that even means, even if you're using a filter that just slightly tweaks the color of it and not this, I mean, this is an extreme dramatic, it still is out of compliance. So do not use filters at all on workstation images. And then lastly, this one, as you see, this has got this Harry Potter logo up here. And then as you see here, it is zoomed in to see the products better. This is also out of compliance because you are altering that original image. So just make sure you're only using those unaltered marketing images and region specific. Now, when we get into real life images, like I said, you want to use real life images. They sell so much better. Obviously, when they're not out yet or haven't been available yet, all we have are these marketing images to use. But once it becomes available and you want to continue marketing it, and you use those real life images that you find on different Facebook sites, shared in the tribe, your own personal images, that is absolutely okay. So the same thing here. And this is one that actually I did not know, which is, again, like I said, it's always even seasoned. It is good to always stay up to date on compliance, especially license compliance. So this one is saying, go ahead, take pictures and videos to represent the product well. You can create and show the product with good lighting and clarity. Cropping the product, adding a filter, altering the coloring, adding text over the image or video, and any other alteration that compromises the integrity of the product is not allowed. Okay, what does that mean? Again, no filters. I did not know this. If you took your own image, you could not filter it. Now, I have seen a lot of images that you can kind of tell are filtered with like licensed stuff. So obviously, if it looks like there's a filter, do not use it. And that is something also, is just because it is shared does not mean it is necessarily compliant. So many people post and share things that are not compliant. It is your job to make sure you are in compliance. Obviously, if you ever have questions, I'm here to ask, the team's here to ask. You can post something, even if you think it's out of compliance, in the tribe and ask for a general opinion. Because we are all here to help. But just because you see somebody sharing it in one of the Facebook groups or sharing it even on their page does not necessarily mean it is compliant. Does that mean go run to the compliance police and tell on them? No, especially if they're part of Tribe Luminescent. Shoot them a message and let them know, I believe this is out of compliance, let them know why you think it is. And then help correct them, because maybe they just didn't know. Mistakes happen. You don't want to post something accidentally thinking that you're completely following compliance rules and then somebody report you out of the blue without you even realizing it. You're going to appreciate that message rather than that email from compliance. So if you can, now that does not mean everybody is going to take it well. I have tried to help people that were out of compliance that took it as I was like micromanaging them or telling them how to run their business. After that, that is up to them. If they don't want to take it down or they don't want to change it, that is their business, not mine. I am not going to sweat myself over making sure everybody and anybody stays in compliance. That does not affect my business. Now, reality, when it comes to license compliance, as a whole of Scentsy, as all of us as consultants, we want to all stay in compliant, yes, because we don't want Disney to ever pull that contract from us. And if too many of us are out of compliance, that is and will happen. We do not want that. There's been very, very few network marketing companies that have had access to promote Disney items. Disney keeps their stuff held tight. The fact that we just had the IP rights to the Disney castle is mind blowing. That is something Disney does not allow. That means they trust us. That means they know that we are educating ourselves, educating our teams to make sure we are sharing their products in a way that they prefer. So this is something, like I said, I totally didn't even know about the filters. Now, I personally wouldn't use this filter. I think this is god awful. But to even tweak it just a little with the lighting apparently is out of compliance. So just make sure when you're taking those pictures, if you are doing them yourself, it's just in a well-lit area. So it really shows that quality of the product.
Sorry, just a quick question.
Yep.
Does that include ring lighting when you're recording a video?
No, I would consider ring lighting still a natural lighting because it's not a filter. Yep. I think if you have to push a button on your phone to do it, that is where I would consider a filter. But yeah, no, a ring lighting, I wouldn't consider that. Now, I wouldn't go use your funky color ring lightings because that's now riding kind of a gray area. I mean, it's still not technically a filter, but it can make it look like a filter to where you could be in question with compliance. But as far as just like a solid white ring lighting, that would be completely legit.
Okay, because I use ring lights when I'm doing unboxing. So I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, no, you should be good with that. Yep, you should be, because it's a white light. Okay, so then licensing products can't appear to be promoting Scentsy products. For instance, you can't post a picture of a licensed buddy hugging a Scentsy warmer because it implies the buddy is endorsing a Scentsy product. And so these are compliance because they are all licensed stuff all together. Now this, however, looks like they're surrounding this warmer and Disney characters are promoting this non-Disney, this Scentsy warmer. Now, I want to go into a little bit of detail about this because this was actually a topic that was recently discussed in a leader group. Somebody had shared, I don't know if it was May or if it was Baymax, but it was one of them sitting on their shelf, and there was a non-licensed, just a regular Scentsy warmer sitting off to the side in the image. And this was a huge debate is this compliance or not? But home office stated because the buddy wasn't like how these guys are, like surrounding it, promoting it, and kind of making this warmer more enticing because it's surrounded by Lady Tramp Stitch. But because the way the other image was, and it was kind of off on the side, it was more natural, like how it would look in your home. You would not stage your home like this with three buddies surrounding a warmer. That's weird. Not saying that people maybe don't do it, but it doesn't look as natural in a home. The average person is not going to do this. Now, if you have your buddy sitting on a couch and at the end table of the couch, you have a Scentsy warmer, that is okay because the Disney items are not looking like they're endorsing that Scentsy product. And then as far as another compliance is, don't add any logos to user generated content. Because it's, and same thing with, you actually don't even need the Scentsy Independent Consultant logo as well, because it is a natural picture. So here, these ladies took the picture again with all the buddies, and then she just posted it up with a caption: peachy, awesome, thumbs up, in compliant. But now here, because they put this up here, now this makes it look like Disney created this picture, like Disney is endorsing this image, when in reality they have not. So do not add those logos, always keep them those raw images. What I like to do is I still follow this. And I guess, like I said, I just learned now the filters. So even filters I'm going to follow, but I've always followed the image overlay rule and the image crop. Well, to an extent, the image cropping rule. I guess this doesn't apply for user generated images, because if you've got a lot of background, you're more than happy to crop that out. But as far as image overlay, I follow this rule the same with any of my user generated images, as well as ones that I borrow from other consultants. So now, and this is now going into that taking lifestyle images and videos in the right context. So here, they have to be taken into consideration of a licensed product because it contains licensed IP. There are times when the image or video may be used include licensed product, and that's okay as long as the IP appears to be naturally occurring. For example, an image of Hogwarts Scentsy warmer in a bedroom in front of a Harry Potter poster would be considered naturally occurring if the bedroom context is included in the picture. A picture of a Hogwarts Scentsy warmer in front of a Harry Potter poster that does not include context of the bedroom would not be considered naturally occurring. So if you look below these instances, so here, this is compliant because it includes the context, the desk. So as you see, if you took a picture of this, here's those non-Scentsy buddies. So see, they're not endorsing this at all. So it kind of goes back to what we were just talking about. There's nothing, you know, she's got the bar here. That's okay. But now when we go into here, this is actually an image that comes in the box for this Cinderella carriage warmer. So now this would be out of compliance because you wouldn't naturally just set that piece of paper behind here. This is done to make it kind of look like a marketing image, and that is out of compliance because this image itself has IP rights. You would not have this in your home with this piece of paper behind your warmer. So don't take that picture. Basically, you're going to, yes, you're going to, when you take pictures of your license stuff, yes, you're going to pose it a little bit, but pose it as it would naturally sit in a home. Maybe, you know, maybe not your home, maybe it's a customer's warmer you're taking pictures of and you don't, you know, have anything that goes with it, and that's okay. But you want to still make it look natural. You don't want to, because this is Cinderella, all of a sudden make an entire shelf of Cinderella like you're a collector. Because that's, again, not naturally reoccurring. So same concept is here. As you see, she's walking around hanging out with her Spider-Man buddy. She must be a big Marvel fan. She's got the Marvel backpack. This is okay that he's in this Marvel backpack. That is absolutely compliant. But here it shows her just walking around as a text. Now, again, here, zoomed up because of all the Marvel, this is their IP rights. You're now making it, again, look like that marketing image like this. So this would be out of compliance. Like I just said, lifestyle pictures can be staged, but not in a way that takes the product out of context, appears to put the product in the actual movie or IP land, or implies endorsement by our licensed partners. And again, basically this looks and implies like Marvel approved this background or Disney approved this background, which in case is not. So here we get into stories a little bit, and this is one that I see hugely marked out of compliance. A lot of us are to a T. We got our posts down. We know just don't fiddle with anything and you're good to go. But we have a little bit more free range in our stories, but we also then have to be more particular on what we're doing in our stories. So this is something I did know, but it wasn't up until recently that I actually found this out. Let me skim this quick one. You want to make sure captions are in supporting post copy and not directly on the image you're posting. So that's, again, if you see like here, the thumbs up, you can have stuff off. See how nothing is covering that that original marketing image. Same thing I would do, honestly, same thing. If this was a real life image, I would have it the same way. So when you're marketing license, your best bet is keep the image solid, keep the image unaltered, no overlay. Again, that no filter, whatever. So here, this is compliance because they got the shop now button and they've got the like a little interaction, like who's ready for it, just to see how people, you know, react to your product that you're posting. But now here, because the shop now is right in the middle, this is out of compliance because you are altering that image as well. So in stories is what you have to obviously watch that. Don't use any song lyrics, quotes, or any other licensed IP in the caption. So that's back to what we were talking about, these images. Like you cannot, if there is a sticker on where you're building your story of the Harry Potter logo, you can't take that and slap it on down here. Even if it's not touching this image, you can't use that. So basically, if you're, and I know it's so tempting, if you are promoting a licensed product, don't be tempted to go into the stickers and type in that licensed product's name. You know, don't be typing in Batman, don't be typing in Harry Potter and things like that. Where was I? Oh yeah, so this is the use app widgets outside or around the picture. So any of those, you want to make sure they're out there. Again, here, don't use any stickers. And that's okay right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So here's a little rocket sticker. Even though he is not touching this image, he is not approved for us to promote this product. Yes, he's Disney. Yes, he's still Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, he's still the same raccoon, but Disney is not approving these two to be together. Yeah, so like even if they are available for within the app, these are available for typical users to share, to use on their products, stuff like that, as a general public. But when you become a consultant and you are contracted with Disney, Marvel, Warner Brothers, NFL, you now are upholded to marketing and sharing their products, meaning we have to follow in this compliance. So like here, as you see, it's, go for it, use hashtags. Absolutely, utilize the heck out of some hashtags, go for it. But you cannot be using IP images. So same thing, if you looked up like Guardians of the Galaxy and you got like this logo, even if it is this exact logo here, you can't slap that on down here. More into stories, you cannot use in-app music. Or you can use in-app music, but don't post song lyrics ever. And don't mix licensed music with different licensed product. For instance, don't use a Disney song with a Marvel product. Okay, now I'm kind of actually confused on this. So I kind of skimmed this before I did. I see your face, Kim. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, because I thought that you couldn't use like a Cinderella song with a Cinderella product or the other way. So that's why I'm like, what?
And this just came out. So I wonder if this has been updated. Okay. So for those of you guys watching, as far as I knew for the longest, how do I move my damn toolbar? Oh, just, okay. If you guys noticed on, let's see what she said. All right, sorry, Daisy, you're gonna have to watch the recording if that link isn't working. So I did just, you can also find it in the guides. I do have license compliance here. I'm gonna do some resharing or some looking into stuff. Is it this one? No, it is. Maybe it is this one. We can't use Disney lyrics as text or Disney music, even if it's available as open source. Okay, so this was as of before this was updated. So this may have changed. This is something I will reach out to compliance and I will verify and I will make a post about, because this is, again, this is actually really new to me. So apparently, according to this, and like I said, this was just released, so maybe they just updated it, which is awesome because I never understood why we couldn't. So here you have to have, it looks like you have to have like the actual song sticker, if that makes sense. Whereas here it's kind of hard to see, but how you can toggle this to make lyrics and put here, you wouldn't be able to have the lyrics here or even down here. I know that they put it here. I think they should have done another one and put it down here, but that would be the same thing as not being able to use the lyrics. And that goes back to like when we were talking about posts. Where the heck did that go? Oh yeah, when we're talking about posts, we were talking about you can't use quotes and stuff from the movies unless it is in Workstation. So I know I'm like scrolling like crazy, sorry.
So you can't use lyrics at all.
Correct. So you can't switch it to where it has, yeah, exactly. So where, how you can toggle this, and there's like the long skinny one. I think you've got like a square, or you can switch it to lyrics. No, you cannot use the lyrics because Disney owns the IP to that. And I am going to check this out. I'm assuming now it is okay, because I know this was a huge compliance issue recently, if we could use the songs at all. So now it's saying as long as you match them with the right, like, licensed character, it is okay. Like I said, I'm going to message compliance just to get a full explanation on this, because this is definitely new to me, which is exciting though, because I was definitely bummed that we couldn't. So this is exciting that we can, under obviously the stipulations of not using these lyrics. And then what's up?
On the quotes, sorry. So not in a story, but in a regular post. So if we post a product that's like, say, coming out, we cannot, like in the caption on a Facebook post, we cannot use a quote from that movie.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
That is, yep.
Thank you.
Where did?
Unless it's on the workstation.
Yep, unless it's on the workstation. Yep, I'm trying to find where it was.
Okay.
Yep. So like if they post something on the workstation, there was something I saw about. I know I talked about it earlier, but that's when nobody was able to get on.
No, I was just asking because I have been out of compliance for that once before, and I just realized it, and I'm like, oh.
Yep, and it happens. Like we all can fall out of compliance every now and again. It does happen. Don't get yourself down if you do. Just learn what was wrong and then learn how to alter that, and then teach from there forth. You know, if you're seeing other people doing that. I don't even remember where it was. Okay, so then here. So this formal product names can get long, so you don't have to use a full product name. You can just say, you know, the Tigger Buddy. You can say, since you introduced a new Stitch Buddy, stuff like that. So you can shorten those, that looks like. And then this has been actually another question. Actually, it did come up with Harry Potter, so I like that they're using the Harry Potter as an example. Can you use licensed apparel when you share that Scentsy products? Yes, you can definitely. So like here they're saying Harry Potter shirt while you unbox your new Hogwarts Scentsy warmer. Just remember that you can't make your own shirts or clothing using the licensed IP. Now, obviously, if you know, you make your own shirts and stuff like that, and you know, make your own Scentsy shirts, awesome, that's cool. You can do that for yourself. You can't obviously sell it to other people without I forget what it's called, but basically the right to sell. So like places like American Hero and Mud Pies and stuff like that, they pay a royalty to Scentsy to be able to to market Scentsy clothing and stuff like that. Obviously, you can make your own Scentsy shirts that, as long as you're not selling them, you can wear them, make them however. But now and like obviously Disney, same concept. I mean, we all know it's like copyright issue. You can make a Disney shirt for yourself, but you can't sell it. This is more pertaining to don't make a combination, even if you're not selling it for yourself. Do not make a combination of Scentsy and license together. So yeah, basically at a glance, go ahead, create those posts, reels, stories, YouTube videos, with text and app or with all the text and app widgets outside of the image, basically not touching it. Don't use stickers, even if they're available in the app when posting IP. It's okay to use music in your post, reel stories if the music is available within the app. Outside music is not allowed. So basically, if you can't find, Cinderella's theme song by searching the music, you can't just play it on your phone while recording it. It has to have that copyrighted tag. This basically is giving them rights to this music. And then promoting them online. Again, don't change the provided marketing images, leave them how they are, don't alter them. Don't apply logos. And this is actually, this is where, so I read it while I was skimming. I didn't talk about it. This is going to get more into what you were asking, Kimmy. Don't apply licensed product logos on your marketing content, and don't use phrasing that includes licensed IP, such as quotes or song lyrics. And I'm going to zoom in because I understand you cannot read that. I had to zoom in earlier. So this, we're going to Oh. Okay, so here it's the same post that they did. This is a real life images. This image works perfect. Now here, this girl said, "Isn't Tigger adorable? I love our new Tigger Scentsy sidekick, which is part of the Disney collection." He's actually old. We don't have sidekicks anymore. He is ready for you to bring home for your little one or you. Shop the Disney collection here, and then drops a link and then does a hashtag Scentsy and Disney, which is completely compliant. Now here, back into those words, she's got the most wonderful thing about Tigger's is, and that is his direct quote. If anybody's watched Winnie the Pooh, they all know that he always says the most wonderful thing about Tigger's is, "I'm the only one." But then they go on to say, "Bringing them home, isn't Tigger adorable?" And then added all of this then in there. So she had to remove this for it to become compliant, because that's not. Now, if in Workstation, it said, "The most wonderful thing about Tigger's is bringing them home," and then went on to talk about him coming out in different details, you could very well copy and paste that from the Workstation and use that quote and how it is stated in the Workstation. You just cannot find another quote from the movie, from the show, from whatever, and create your own verbiage that way. Oh, we should probably zoom out. Otherwise, I'm going to be reading 4 words at a time.
Great question.
Yep.
Sorry. So what if we're promoting, even on our story, a licensed product, but we use a quote that has nothing to do with Disney or anything? Is that allowed or no?
Yep, that should be allowed. That should be allowed, because then you're just using a quote. You're not using, it's not something that was said by a Disney character, said in a Disney movie, or even like a Walt Disney quote. I would stay away from anything that has any connection to, and I say Disney, obviously, like I said loosely earlier. I mean, that could also mean Warner Brothers, that's all, folks, stuff like that. You wouldn't be able to use. But if it's "Life is better with friends," is like a quote, and then you've got all the Winnie the Pooh characters, something like that, that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hashtags, like I was stating a couple times ago, are a great way to promote that licensing product, especially if you're using, I know that they're handy on Facebook, but they're extra handy on Instagram, because some people do follow just specific hashtags instead of following people. So to help your fans see these products, you can use character hashtags such as hashtag Mickey Mouse, hashtag Harry Potter, especially around new movie launches, might help boost your views and stuff. And you can also use Scentsy hashtags such as Scentsy Snapshot in conjunction with other approved hashtags. The only hashtags you can't use would be any that suggest our licensed partners are endorsing or promoting Scentsy, such as Marvel loves Scentsy. So when you do your hashtags, and this is actually something that I'm learning as well. See, I'm so glad I found this new thing that they just posted last month. Another great reason to always troll your workstation. You never know what goodies you'll find. I never knew this. I don't feel like I mix them too much. I feel like I have before, like I've done Marvel Scentsy or like Disney Scentsy. So apparently if you're gonna do that, you can have, you know, hashtag Lilo and Stitch, hashtag Scentsy Snapshot in the same post, but do not on the same hashtag mix a licensed and the word Scentsy. So if you're going to do licensed, keep it all licensed. Because that's suggesting that our licensed partners are endorsing Scentsy. That's the thing, is Scentsy endorses Disney. Disney does not endorse Scentsy. So you cannot use, I guess the purpose behind this is so you cannot use licensed products to promote our non-licensed products. They're kind of just there to promote themselves. Yep, and then like here, if a member of Scentsy's compliance teams does reach out, it's usually intended to help you understand what rules are in place and why, and then redirect you towards more of a successful and compliant marketing approach. It is not the end of the world if compliance reaches out to you. It is not gonna make or break your business. Take it as a learning curve, take it as something to evolve and adapt from and learn in the future and educate others in the future as to not do that. Obviously, if you ignore that and you continue to do the same thing over and over, that is when license is going to, or compliance is going to look into if you are being, I guess, negligent in listening to their guidance. You can risk losing your right to sell. And a lot of times what they'll do is they put you into like a suspension. You can't get onto your workstation. You are still considered an active consultant. I don't know if people can still place orders at that time, but you'll be basically in kind of like a limbo at the while they evaluate if you have a second chance or not, depending on the severity, obviously, of your compliance issue. But don't worry if you get pinged for compliance over a hashtag and then you never do that again, but then you get pinged for it on you know, the music or lyrics or whatever, that is something else. But it's if you're constantly getting pinged on the same thing is when they're going to look at it. So you might have compliance reach out to you. Let's say you're really not versed in any of this and you're just messing up left and right. Let's hope nobody does that, but just for a harsh example, and compliance is reaching out to you, you know, 8-10 different times. If as long as they're always different things, they see it as they're still helping you grow. They are not here to scold us. They do not want to take our rights as a consultant away. But in the same sense, we do have to protect that relationship with Disney, because if Disney is constantly seeing stuff like that, it's going to be, nope, we're pulling our products. And then we're left to market, you know, without having that Disney, and having that partnership with Disney, I know has been absolutely amazing. I personally love the products. I know some of you guys do, and our customers do. So let's not lose that. And then you can check out the using licensed product to market your business in the training section. I think that is a video. And if anything, you can, like I said, you can message me if you're curious about compliance. I don't always know the answers, so I am not a compliance guru. As I've stated several times in this video, I just learned a few things or two myself, but I can try to help you. If it is something that I am versed on, I can give you that definitive answer. If I can't, I will guide you to contact compliance if it is something above my head. Or something that I haven't, a personal issue that I haven't dealt with. So when in doubt, they're always contacting compliance team is seriously just amazing. And it's super easy. If you ever need to get a hold of compliance, my laptop, I'm so lost here. You can go down here and you just start new support request. And then right here, you've got compliance here, and then it'll ask you your topics. So most of the time it's going to be a Sensi standards question. Type in your request, details, and then you can add an image if you want to see, like, is this compliant or is this out of compliance? And this could either be verifying your own before you post it. This could be verifying somebody else's before you share it. That doesn't mean just because you say you screenshot somebody else's and you're like, hey, is this out of compliance? That does not mean you have to, like I said, do the violation report. I try not to violate reports or like make a violation report. I've done once in my entire 2 years that I've done this, and that is literally because this lady began harassing me over trying to micromanage her business, that she was a director, and I wasn't a director yet. She was a director, and she was basically telling me at that time I was a star consultant that I had no idea what I was doing and that I was absolutely wrong. And she continued to message me couple days later, and I was like, all right, whatever, you don't want to help, like, take my help. Like, I reported her to compliance, and she didn't message me after that. I didn't want to go that far, but I'm sorry, when you are blowing me up over, I was just trying to correct you. If you don't want my help, that's fine, then you go your way and I'll go mine. But when she wouldn't stop, that's what I resorted it into. And I'm assuming compliance corrected her because she hasn't messaged me since. So there is that. But yeah, so you can always do this if you're in question. Now, obviously, submitting a request, sometimes it can take a day or two to get you there. But it's definitely, a go-to to making sure you are out of compliance. I'm not going to go through this. See here, this is older. We don't have a date on here. This came from the Workstation 2, and this says, don't use any intellectual property, IG song lyrics, logos, and quotes beyond what Sensi makes available. So that's basically saying that whole licensed music again. But now, like I said, that one I just showed you was just created March 22nd or 23rd, I think it said. So that one's brand new. So I'm going to look back into using song lyrics.
That one says don't use any song lyrics. It doesn't say don't use music.
You know what? That is very valid. And that one did break that down. So I wonder if that was to clarify this, because I wonder if they were taking don't use song lyrics as don't use those songs.
Music, yeah.
Yeah, so, but these are all in the drive, all 4 of these. So you can definitely get a little bit more versed on that. I'm really excited. I really like this one that I just found and shared with you guys today, because it has those do's and don'ts images. But as always, you can even go up here and type in, look, I type in compliance a lot. It's my second in the search bar. Tons of different things here. There is a Disney compliance video. Obviously, remember, you're checking out these dates. That doesn't mean just because this is from 2018, this could still very well be completely correct. There are some obviously tweaks that happen throughout, but just make sure if anything's in question, see if you can find another article about it. But you can find all sorts of different guidelines and staying in compliance, even outside of licensed marketing, which actually, since today is payday, I do want to remind you guys, go ahead. You guys can share your checks. You can share the amount on your checks if you want to share that. If you don't, and you just want to say it's Sensi Payday and share what you're spending it on, please, I encourage you guys to do it. It helps definitely entice people to want to join because they realize you are making money. But while you do it, I don't know if this is going to show me in here. It might, but while you do it, make sure you are staying compliance with that. And if you go to the featured and go to the tribe toolbox on here for easy access. Now you can just type in income disclosure statement on Google or Sensi. You'd have to add Sensi, obviously, otherwise who knows whose income disclosure you're going to get. Sensi income disclosure on Google, or you can even do it on the Workstation if you want. But for quick access, I did add it to that tribe toolbox. So this income disclosure link. So here you can either screenshot this and post it with your post. Or if you put it on your story, make sure this is on your story. Or you can just copy this and add this link directly to your post. A lot of times I will, kind of have my synopsis that I want to talk about, throw in some hashtags, and then I might do like a dot enter, dot enter, dot enter. So you've got like that dotted line like you see on Instagram. And then down below, I say something silly like, you know, because I make real money and, I mean, I switch it up how I say it, but like, because I make real money, the government makes me add this, and then I'll add that compliance thing. Or a lot of times you'll see people say, because results aren't typical, but neither are we, I have to include this, and then boom, that's compliance. Just so it's not like a random link and people aren't like, what the heck is she always adding this for? But when you're talking about incentives, income, anything like that, you do have to have that in there, because unfortunately, a huge percent of people do sign up with network marketing companies and don't make anything or just make change. And that's very, very real. Because again, results aren't typical. Like if you're not trying, you're not going to make anything. So we like to obviously make sure that's put out there. So just, that's a little non-compliance, but or a non-licensed compliance thing, because today is Pi Day. So I hope you guys are excited. Hope it hit your pay portals. That's all I kind of am going to talk about with licensed right now. Like I said, I've showed you guys. I did also pin not pin. I bumped up by commenting some licensed information that I had previously shared in the tribe, just because I know we have a lot of newbies and we have a lot of Disney stuff coming out this month. So I want to make sure everyone is following through, because I do not have the time to look at everyone's page and make sure you guys are compliant. I have so many people ask if I can look over their stuff. And I'm like, if I see it, I will, but I do not have the time every day to make sure everybody is in compliance. So that's why I also always say, if you're in question, just screenshot your draft and send it to me. It's going to be easier for me to quick read it and be like, yep, you're good. No, edit this or what have you, rather than you post it and 2 days later, someone's reporting in compliance. And you're like, that's right. Why didn't you tell me? I probably didn't see it. Probably not. So before I let you guys go, is there any compliance related licensed questions, comments, concerns? That's a no. I see all the heads. Awesome. I will post this though in the on my YouTube, and I will post it to the tribe, so you guys can all rewatch this if you guys missed the beginning, and if you guys just need that refresher later on. So all right. Well, happy tribe talk, ladies. I will see you guys later.
Thank you. Bye.